Maker, that mom with the laser here, and today we're going to talk about how to make an e-learning door hanger. I gotta tell you, I really feel for these families and teachers that are teaching from home. I can relate to them. Every time I had a newborn baby at home, I did not want anybody to ring that doorbell. I mean, seriously, if they rang my doorbell, it was like, I will cut you. So today we're going to spend some time making a fun sign that will make it very clear that ain't nobody supposed to ring the doorbell unless they got wine, tacos, or can teach math. It's honestly a really simple sign, and we're going to make two of them today. I want to make one that has just a simple natural look, and we're going to engrave it together. And, you know, I had this piece of stained wood for a while. It's already stained and it's lacquered, so I want to see what it'll look like with this color, so I'm going to make two of them today. You ready? Let's go. Okay, so this piece, I just finished cutting it, scoring it, and engraving words into it. And every time you engrave, you're going to reveal, see this residue that you get? That's sap from the wood that's now exposed because of all the work you did on it. And if you're learning for the first time, I'm also going to show you here, these lines right here, this is not an engrave, it's a very light cut. It actually cuts through the wood, but it's not thick enough to penetrate and break the piece. So you're just kind of like scratching the surface. And I chose to do that because it's a lot faster. So this is a score, this is an engrave, all of these words, and this is a cut. So now I need to clean off the residue since I didn't mask it, and there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. Some people just use a little bit of water. Other people like the baby wipe method. And you can just take a baby wipe and clean off the residue. Okay? Or some people like to take alcohol and rub it off with alcohol. So there are a bunch of different methods to wipe off the residue. I'm just kind of showing you different options that you have to get rid of the excess. Now, once I'm done cleaning it, I'm going to go ahead and throw on one more coat of sealant, and this will be ready to hang. Now it's time for the final touch. I'm going to take my rope and lay it over my sign and determine how long I want this piece to be. I'm also going to account for the space that I need in order to tie a knot. For this 10-inch sign, 22 inches of rope ended up being just right. Now it's time to tackle that board that I already had stained and sealed. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my masking, squeegee it down with a squeegee, and throw it under the laser. Before I apply my paint, I'm going to go ahead and apply one more protective coat of lacquer. This will help lessen the amount of bleeding that I'll have once I apply the paint. Now, I rarely have success with spray paint, but I thought, you know what, let me give it a try and see if I can save myself some time. So here I'm using some really nice Martha Stewart white spray paint. And of course, the spray paint is not getting into the grooves. I thought I'd try at a different angle, maybe that would work, but after a second coat, I could already tell this was not going to be efficient and I was going to waste a whole can of Martha Stewart spray paint. And let's face it, ain't nobody got time for that. So it's back to the old school way, and I'm just going to paint it with a brush.
Now that I've removed the masking, I can see where the paint bled. So now I'm just going to take some sandpaper and remove the parts that bled on the surface. Then I'll clean up the dust with a brush. Then I'll throw one more coat of lacquer over it. This will remove the haze that I created by sanding off the paint and give the piece a finished look.
Well, maker, there you have it. Some simple signs to help the world know that class is in session. Thanks for hanging out with me today. As you know, creating stuff is never easy. One of our gifts as makers is that we're able to learn, adapt, and make things better. So that's all I have for you today, guys. I hope you had fun, and I can't wait to see you here again over at That Mom with a Laser.